Oh boy, I'm back on track. I lost all the weight I could. I think it's time to go out for a bacon double cheeseburger and some fries on the side.
No!
Yeah. Well, this is how I normally relax during the night. Yeah, even after a shift from at work, from whatever. Heck, I even fall asleep on this cramped love seat with my legs dangling out past the armrest across in that direction there. Well, anyways, a topic that's been on my mind lately is roller coaster diets or yo-yo diets or merry-go-round or whatever. Have you been on them? You know the type I'm talking about. You know, your objective is to start losing weight, and you're successful for a while, but at last you fall back into your dirty old habits. Well, let me tell you, friends, I've been down that road so many times. I thought I would never succeed again, like I'm currently doing right now. So, I'm doing good so far. I'm sticking to my weight losing program. I decided to follow it for the rest of my life, and I feel so much better. Okay, well, anyways, I've been doing these yo-yo diets or whatever, sticking to a plan for a little while, then falling back past my dirty old habits. And there goes my cat vocalizing in the background somewhere. Oh, jeez, his incessant meowing drives me crazy sometimes. But, I still love him. He's my roommate. With my other cat, too. Anyways, enough of that. Anyways, let me tell you how it all started, me being on this, up and down situation with losing weight and then gaining it back and starting and going back to square one. Anyways, okay, so I was about 17. One day I decided to take a walk down some street, and I go past this near derelict house, and there's a bunch of teenage guys sitting in the backyard, just talking or whatever. There goes my cats. Look at them go. Well, anyways, they're just sitting around bullshitting and all that stuff. And they see me walk past, and one of them calls out to me and says, "Hey, you geek!" And I turn my head, and I didn't think too much about it. I was one of these kids that didn't have a lot of friends in high school, and I was kind of used to remarks like that and all that stuff, and I decided, and I pushed it aside and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, one of them decides to come across to me across the street, and he comes up to me and he's reeking full of cologne, like he had so much cologne on him, and it, and he just reeked like crazy, And so, I don't know, he makes up this bullshit story, excuse my language, about how I mouthed off some little kids that he knew around his neighborhood, and that wasn't entirely true. I think he was just using that as an excuse to start something with me, and, well, he wanted to start a fist fight with me out in the street. Yeah, he wanted an old-fashioned street fight with me. I had never been in a situation like this before. I didn't know how to comprehend with the situation. Like, I was thinking to myself, "Gee whiz, how do I get out of this without stuttering?" Anyways, as I was walking along, he starts pushing and shoving me and grabbing my jacket and all this stuff, and and after 10 minutes of doing this, I figured there was no way I was going to get out of this, but I still didn't want to start after about 20 minutes of arguing with him and trying to brush him off or whatever, he decides to lay it on me. He gets me in some sort of hammerlock, and he's kneeing my gut, and he's punching me in the face and all that stuff, and not hard, mind you. And I was trying to back myself out of the situation, and all the while this is happening, there was traffic passing by us. I can hear cars passing by us, and everybody watching us in this situation, And it finally ended after some elderly guy crossed his threshold, and he was shouting at us, and he was threatening to call the cops if we didn't stop. And so after that, we went our separate ways. I was all shooken up and all that stuff, and I was hurrying along past it, trying to scurry back home as quick as I can and all that stuff. And I was pretty shooken up. I ended up having a small bruise on my side here, which from time to time it disappears and reappears. And my mouth was all cut up because at that time I was wearing braces. So yeah, for the past few months, I was afraid to go outside. I was afraid that I was gonna run into that guy again. I would sit around the house all day and eating and all that stuff. And after a year after this incident happened, I put on about 25 pounds. I had a big pot-belly stomach. Yeah, and this I ended up being that way until almost a year after high school graduation. And I looked at myself in the mirror one night. I was thinking to myself, this is not how a young guy should look, being like 30 pounds overweight, and stuff like that. So I decided to lose the weight. I went on for lots of walks. I started eating more properly. Maybe not enough, because like I said, I always fell back into my old habits. And I was successful for a little while, and I lost the 25 pounds or whatever, and I slimmed back down to 170 pounds. Actually, I went down to 160 pounds. I was almost size 30, almost a size 30 pants along the waist. Yeah, oh, you should have seen me. Well, you should have seen what I looked like back then when I did lose the weight. I almost looked like a magazine model. But as time went on, I fell back into my nasty habits. I gained some of the weight back, but not all of it. But yeah, and then I go back to square one. So pretty much that's what has happened to me in the past 20 years. And until recently, I discovered to my horror that I nearly tipped the scales at 250 pounds. And well, I decided to try something else. I decided to go vegan. Just cut out dairy products and meat products and processed foods, refined foods, or whatever. And I decided I want to do this for the rest of my life. And so far I've been successful. I haven't weighed myself lately because I have felt that my scale sitting over in the corner there has become my nemesis. So I'm gonna wait till I see some real results. Maybe I'll weigh myself next week. Who knows? Well, anyways, for anyone that's contemplating on losing weight and is obese, just remember one thing. You're not going to be successful right off the bat. More than likely you won't be. But if you are, hey, good for you. I think it all depends on how much prolonged abuse you've done to your body, And if you stick to it, well, then yes, you will see some results. Well, anyways, this is my third video, and I'm signing out. Until then, Take care.